peeps and moi. How y'all doing out there? Hi. And make sure you can see me and do all the things. If you hear some noise bumping, that's the toddler. He's here. He's not at daycare today. So I do not apologize because he's 2. So, you know, he just has to be him. Okay. So let me wait for the delay to catch up, and then I'll be able to see which position you all can see me in. Remember, this is my working kitchen. Okay, so I have to lift it up a little bit more just so you can see my face. Hold on 1 sec. I thought I tested this. I guess I didn't. So if you're watching, close your eyes for just a few moments. And that should be good. Let's wait for it to catch up. It's a delay. It's a little bit of a delay. But while we're waiting on that to catch up, I do have 2 pots already out and ready. This is my water because today we're going to make some shrimp scampi for our meatless meal today. It happens to be one of my faves, like little favorite things to eat. Oh my God. This is so good. So this is a hack before I get into today's meal. This is Pellegrino water, sparkling water, and Mio sugar-free 0 fruit punch syrup. And you squirt like 3 squirts in here, and now you have fruit punch soda, but it's sugar-free and it's so delicious. So, anywho, let's get back to the cooking. So today we're going to be making shrimp scampi. I do have a pot of water on because I'm going to use a thin spaghetti noodle. I can't call this shrimp linguine because we're not using a linguine noodle, which is totally fine. Spaghetti works great. And it's going to be a little bit carb conscious because it's a thinner noodle, so you kind of get to eat a little bit more if you will. I have my shrimp peeled and deveined, cold water shrimp peeled and deveined. I'm going to do some asparagus as well as some onion, sun-dried tomatoes, because you know I love my sun-dried tomatoes. We're going to do some fresh garlic as well as some Sauvignon Blanc. Now, if you are a non-alcoholic person or you do not use alcohol while cooking, you can go ahead and use some cooking wine. However, when I was looking in the store and I looked at the cooking wine as an alternative, for me, it didn't label what alcohol it was. It just said alcohol, and for me I wasn't okay with that, so I just went on ahead and just got this. Plus I'm going to only use about a shot glass of this Sauvignon Blanc. I'm not going to use a lot. It's just going to balance out your garlic herb butter sauce, if you will, and to me it tastes a lot more flavorful. But I understand those who are not with alcohol at all, you can use a cooking wine as an alternative. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to salt my water. It does really nothing. It doesn't speed up the cooking process or anything like that, but it does season the actual noodle. Like, there's a difference between a non-salted water, if you will, or unsalted water and salted water. And just for a little bit of extra razzle dazzle, I'm gonna add a shake of garlic powder to our actual water as well. So we're gonna let that come up to a boil, and then we're gonna use the entire box of our thin spaghetti noodle as our sauce base for our scampi. Oh no. I was about to say we're going to use the carrot gold garlic and herb, but I can't find it. Oh wow, that's interesting. Not sure if I used it to cook with or not, but I don't believe I did. But if I did, it's okay. We'll get one. And we're just gonna go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of butter to our pan. We're gonna get our skillet nice and hot. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with our shrimp. And we're only gonna par cook our shrimp until it's halfway done. Then we're going to remove it, and then we're going to go in with our veggies and actually start building on our sauce. We want the flavor of the shrimp throughout the entire sauce, so you're only going to par cook it and then remove it, which you can put it back in the same bowl, and then you're going to add in your veggies. So I'm not going to start working on my veggies until after I have my shrimp in the skillet. Well, actually, you know what? I can go ahead and just chop up my onion. So I have a half of onion that I previously used. And I like to remove the outer layer. It smells so good already. That garlic is amazing. And I'm just going to cut off the end. And I want to small dice my onion. And then I'm just going to go back. And every Monday I do Meatless Monday. Today is a seafood day because last week we did like vegetarian, so we didn't have any meat. We did our chickpea soup with kale, and then we had a kale Caesar salad, which was amazing. That soup lasted us for quite some time. We got to about Wednesday. I was actually thoroughly surprised. I didn't think anyone else in my family would eat it, but surprisingly they enjoyed it. So we're just going to go in with our unseasoned shrimp. Gonna get out our thin spaghetti noodle. And this is the Barilla pasta. I haven't made pasta in so long, but I find that this is my favorite pasta. I grabbed too big of a handful. Oh well. I'll have a clean up later. Tell you that much. See, I'm not that weak. I can break shrimp. Let's try. And my pasta stirrer is in the dishwasher. So we're just gonna add some olive oil to our pasta water so it doesn't stick. We're just gonna take a fork and just let the water touch each noodle so it doesn't clump together. Before that cooks all the way, we're going to add in our Morton's Nature Seasoning, just a little bit. Gonna give it a stir. Garlic powder, onion powder, and that's it. That's all we're going to season our shrimp with right now. Then we're going to go in with a couple of cloves of garlic as well as our asparagus. Now our asparagus has been washed. And I'm going to do diagonal cuts. I want the very tips of the asparagus. I want some of the body of the asparagus, but I don't want the end of the asparagus because that's where it gets really bitter and tough. So you don't want the end. So I would say that's about 2 inches from the bottom. I'm gonna toss that in the sink. And now we're going to remove that shrimp, because remember, we just want to par cook our shrimp. We don't want to cook it fully. We just wanted some of the flavor off of the shrimp into our stock. And I don't like a lot of butter in my linguine sauce or scampi sauce. So I'm going to just go back in with some more olive oil. Normally I'll put a towel there. I'm going to reduce the heat just a smidget so I don't burn my garlic. I'm going with about 3 cloves of garlic. Rough chopped, of course, because you want to taste the garlic. Like the garlic, chunky garlic with the roasted red tomatoes is everything. And just like that, that's it. Now you're going to give that a quick stir. You want the butter to brown in the actual bottom of the pan. So how it's kind of doing now, that's perfect. Then you're going to add in your asparagus and your onion. And it smells so good. I'm going to add in a generous amount of sun-dried tomatoes. To your desire, of course. And I can't take some out without eating. They're just so sweet. They're like a tomatoey raisin almost. So good. Check on my pasta. Almost, not quite. I'm going to go in with Italian seasoning, garlic powder. Remember, we're making our sauce. Onion powder. Now this you do want to season really well. And I would say here is the defining line between a Cajun and a not Cajun. This isn't Cajun. Linguine should not have your slap your mama, your all your things. Now if you want to make it Cajun, then it's a Cajun linguine by all means. But this one, not so much. So you're just going to go ahead and you're going to take a ladle of this pasta water. While it's cooking, it's fine. And you're going to turn up the heat again. And remember, you need sauce. I'm not sure what that was. And this is thin spaghetti, so it really doesn't take long to do. I find that it's much easier to remove the water now than trying to catch the water as you drain the noodle, if you know what I mean. And this water, remember, it was salted, it has the starch in it, it has the oil in it. And these noodles are actually pretty much done. So I would say cook your noodles to your desired tenderness. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this all the way up. Put my lid on there. Turn my pasta off so you're ready to drain it. This is now your garbage bowl. Now you can go ahead and just grab your handy dandy hot pads or hot holders, like so. I don't rinse my noodles. I know some people do. I'm not into rinsing noodles. I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle with some olive oil. I'm gonna toss my noodles again as they sit there and cool down and drain and do all the fun stuff. Some clump together, but it'll be alright. Not stirring them too much because you don't want them to get starchy. Now that that's come to a rolling boil, we're going to add back in our shrimp. Now here's where you want to flavor it even more. So we haven't added in our Sauvignon Blanc. This will be the time to add in, I had some, I guess I don't. Okay, no worries. When you're vertically challenged, you have to improvise. Thought I had some shrimp bouillon, but which I couldn't imagine why I would have used it all. 1 second. Here it is. Like I know. I couldn't imagine having to use it all. It's shrimp bouillon to extend the flavor. So I'm not gonna use chicken bouillon. It's not a chicken-based dish. And it's still at a rolling boil. It's not a linguine yet because we haven't added our wine and our lemon. And so I'm just gonna add this for an additional, just a sprinkle. Get our lemon. We're gonna roll it and squeeze it. And then now we're gonna turn down the heat, and we're gonna add our Sauvignon Blanc, which is a dry. To me, it's dry. You can use Chardonnay. You can use. It's dry enough. 1 cap, 2 caps, and a little splash, just to bring out the boldness. It has notes of like apples and what else? Apples and white grape to me, and it will be really good to use like at the dinner time as well. So another hack for when you're cooking is if you add wine into whatever you're cooking, you can also use it to pair with the dinner, if you will. So our shrimps are done. We're just gonna taste this before we plate. And I did it again, guys. I did not get my plates down. You know where they are in the kitchen by now, because I literally almost forget every single time. So let me get them down really quickly. Oh my God. That's delicious. That is so good. Now you can pair this with some garlic bread. And you can pair this with some regular bread like I'm about to do. Let me see. Just a regular baguette. Just something to dip in and get that nice frothy flavor up. It's amazing. We're gonna make it pretty, right? We don't want it to be a mess. We want it to be pretty. So we're gonna cut it on a bias. So we're gonna leave this as a scrap. This would make good crouton bread. That's cute. I like that. The bread here makes for great crouton bread. The rice open on both of them. It's okay. As you can tell, I'm not ready to part ways with the bread yet. If you want it spicy, you can add crushed red pepper flakes, crushed cayenne pepper, whatever you would like. I just love bread. I'm sorry. It's a guilty pleasure. So, we're gonna use our I thought it had a specific name. I guess it doesn't, but this is our like plating bowl, like slash bowl slash plate dish. We got this from IKEA, and we're just gonna go ahead, put our noodles down first in a bird's nest shape. And this makes an alternative to a traditionally heavy Christmas dinner, I would say. And now we're gonna take our ladle and we're just gonna ladle all of the shrimp and the roasted red pepper right on top. And if you're individually serving this, I would say give a person between 4 to 6 shrimp because these are like fairly small shrimp. Of course, they need a lot more sauce. And you can be heavy with the asparagus, but not too much. So I would say once you can kind of see the sauce around the base of the noodles, that's enough. You could top it with some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. You can have your little baguettes off to the sides, like so. You can top it with some parsley. I'm gonna top mine with some crushed red pepper, of course. And that is all. So a nice, what is it considered, a pescatarian lunch on a Monday. Now let's taste across. Okay, so you wanna first get some noodles, get some of that sauce in there. Okay, then you're gonna get some shrimp. And of course it's hot, so I would try to do this online. It's calling hot. Let's see if we can break that some shrimp up first. It won't break. Fork is too shallow. Okay, there it goes. I want the red tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, the shrimp, the scampi, the asparagus. I want it all in one bite. Come on. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh well, can't be all proper. Mmm. Mmm. Oh my goodness. And because it is a light sauce, I'm sorry if you all can hear my dog drinking his water. Because it is a light sauce, it's gonna drip. So you can always, linguine is supposed to be kind of like a light, buttery, stock, thin, like sauce. It's not supposed to be like a heavy sauce, but you can play with it. It doesn't have any cheese, so if the person wants cheese, you can always top it off with some cheese. Parmigiano Romano would be good, the little funky cheese that I talk about all the time. What else? Just plain Parmesan. I wouldn't do mozzarella though because it's a wet noodle, so it wouldn't stick. It would just kind of just sit on top like a blob. Now, you can always, sop the bread up on the side and dip it in and stuff. But this is it. This is really good. So, thank you guys for tuning in to another Meatless Monday. I will see you all again Probably in a few, because I'm actually about to start baking. If not, I'll probably record it and post it later. Kind of whichever. Depends on how hectic the house gets in a few. But thank you all for tuning in. Have a beautiful day. In a world that is so unkind, we need more kind people. So please be kind and be graceful and grateful during this holiday season. I know it's really tough for a lot of people, so I'm extending my blessings and my prayers to you all. Um, but other than that, have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful week. Talk to you later. Bye.